You covered so much in this interview that you and I could sit here and talk all show, but I'm going to try to talk about the things that I know you haven't talked about much yet on our air. That exchange about accountability and the Trump administration, I wonder what you made of that.
I thought it was revealing. The president of the United States, President Biden, called the policy criminal. He promised a thorough investigation of the policy. He said the task force was going to be established on the first day. And to be honest with you, as of this moment, none of those things are true. The task force was established several weeks into the administration, and certainly it has had some great success. And there is nothing but good news from the reunifications of these families. But as you heard from El Otro Lado, justice is not just reunification for the families. It's also accountability for members of the Trump administration. And the secretary himself told me they are not at that point yet. Reunifications first, accountability after that, if it happens.
Well, let's talk about those reunifications, because you had an exchange about children separated from their extended family members. Tell us more about this. Are there plans to change that?
Yeah, it's an extraordinary sort of subset of this conversation that really are not eligible for reunifications. Michelle Bernay, who runs the task force for the Biden administration, warned about family separations before Donald Trump became the president of the United States, when she was a member of civil society at the Women's Refugee Commission. They warned about family separations under the Obama administration, not for the purpose of cruelty, but under the law, children were being separated from extended family members, grandparents, aunts, uncles, other people that they were coming to the United States with that weren't their biological parents. And I asked her, is there any recourse for those families that were separated prior to Donald Trump or that have subsequently been separated since? And this is what she told me.
The Trafficking Victims Protection Act was created with a very specific problem in mind, and that was that traffickers were approaching the border and claiming to be an aunt, an uncle, a relative of these children, and there was no mechanism in place to address that or to screen for that. And so I think that there needs to be some corrections made to address the situation that we're seeing now, for sure. And there's a lot of discussions being had about how you do that. How do you, not separate children from the grandmother that's been raising them since they were a baby, while also protecting kids from traffickers?
That would be, Alicia, a huge departure from existing U.S. policy, and it's something that has been talked a lot about amongst immigration activists. Of course, they can't wave a magic wand and do it, but as a policy position, and the secretary agreed with Michelle Bernay there, that is a huge departure from precedent.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Title 42. Anyone who watches this program understands sort of the role that Title 42 is playing this point. What did you hear from Secretary Mayorkas?
We had an amazing exchange inside his personal office. He brought me and Michelle Bernay both inside his personal office. He showed me a picture of a young Haitian boy after the devastating earthquake over a decade ago. And as we were looking at that photo, I said to him, because he was showing it to me, I have to ask you, Mr. Secretary, I'm contacted, on a regular basis by Haitian American activists who are, and this is that experience right now when we were looking at the photo on the wall, that have asked me about temporary protected status and Title 42. There have been 33 deportation flights for Haitians in the United States since President Biden became president. Almost on a daily basis, we're hearing news about Haitians that are being subject to deportation. Will they be granted temporary protected status? Venezuelans have had it. Syrians have had it. People from Myanmar have had it. And he said he can't make a determination yet, but it is something that they are actively working on at this time.
All right, Jacob Soboroff, I hope everyone gets to watch the interview in full. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.